History, as it is taught, is a neat story. But scattered around the world are objects and structures that simply do not fit. They are called epochs, out-of-place artifacts. To some, they are curiosities. To others, they are evidence of a much older, more advanced civilization, one that mainstream archaeology prefers to ignore. In 1513, the Ottoman Admiral Piri Reis created a world map using older source charts. On it, he drew the coastlines of Africa, South America, and most mysteriously Antarctica. How could a 16th century map show Antarctica, centuries before it was officially discovered? Even more puzzling, the coastline is drawn without ice, resembling the landmass beneath as revealed only by modern satellite and seismic surveys. Was Piri Reis copying knowledge from an ancient source? Perhaps a map created thousands of years earlier, when Antarctica's coasts were ice-free. If so, who could have mapped it? In Iraq, clay jars dating back 2,000 years were discovered with copper cylinders and iron rods inside. Some believe these Baghdad batteries could generate small electrical charges. In Greece, a corroded bronze device was pulled from a shipwreck near Antikythera, dated to 100 BC. It is a complex system of gears, capable of predicting eclipses and planetary movements. Often called the first computer, it was far beyond what we thought the ancients could build. If devices like these survived, how much ancient technology has been lost to time? Everywhere we look, we find stones that seem impossible to move with primitive tools. At Baalbek in Lebanon, the trilithon stones weigh more than 800 tons if yet were cut, moved, and placed into a massive platform. Even modern cranes would struggle with such a feat. In Egypt, obelisks were carved from single pieces of granite and transported miles from their quarries. In South America, the fortress of Sacsayhuaman in Peru is built of stones, cut so precisely that not even a blade of grass fits between them. Some weigh over 100 tons, yet they are stacked like children's blocks, without mortar. How were such feats achieved? Copper chisels and ropes seem inadequate explanations. Could lost techniques or lost technologies be at work? In the Peruvian desert, massive geoglyphs stretch for miles. The Nazca Lines, figures of hummingbirds, monkeys, spiders, and geometric shapes are etched into the ground. From above, they are unmistakable. From the ground, they are nearly invisible. How did ancient people create such vast images without aerial perspective? Were they ritual pathways, astronomical markers, or messages to the sky? The mystery of the Nazca Lines endures. And they remind us, ancient people were capable of projects we still struggle to explain. Beyond artifacts and monuments, knowledge itself can be out of place. The Mayans tracked Venus with uncanny precision. The Dogon people of Mali described the invisible star Sirius B centuries before telescopes. Ancient Indian texts speak of Vimanis flying machines, powered by engines, described in technical detail. Are these coincidences, poetic metaphors, or glimpses of advanced knowledge passed down from an earlier age? Skeptics dismiss epochs as misunderstandings, hoaxes, or exaggerations, and certainly some are, but to many remain unexplained. Why are they ignored? Perhaps because they threaten the accepted timeline. To admit such evidence might mean rewriting the history books, conceding that civilization is older, more advanced, and more cyclical than we believe. For mainstream archaeology, the story is simple. Humans rose from savagery to civilization step by step. But forbidden artifacts suggest another story: a rise, a fall, and perhaps a rise again. These forbidden artifacts and impossible monuments do not prove a lost civilization, but they point to the possibility. They are breadcrumbs on the trail of a forgotten chapter. And if such a civilization once existed, destroyed by catastrophe, then the question is not only what knowledge was lost, but what knowledge was deliberately hidden. To find answers, we must return to the human story. For even as archaeology digs into the ground, myths and traditions speak of hidden ages, cycles of time, and warnings for the future. Perhaps the ancients were not just remembering their past, but preparing us for ours.